Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for game number 2 here between Clutch Gamers and Beginning, who brought in game number 1 quite nicely actually. They had a draft that worked well. They just pretty much ran over CG. Didn't really have any big response in terms of burst damage. What's the Timber Swords as well as Laser from Yamate. So now game number 2. Gonna have to do something else here if they want to stay alive in this series. This is an upper bracket match, so that means that even if CG lose here, they will not be out of the tournament just yet. My name is Dragon Job. I'm still joined by Mr. V. Welcome back.
I am still here. I'm still awake, I promise. I'm essentially nocturnal at this point, so hey, let's get it going. I'm pretty sure these teams, like, there's a little bit of consciousness to their picks, right? So, Clutch Gamers, clearly they're all alcoholics, so they pick the Brewmaster, and now New Beginnings, they see the alcohol, and they want it for themselves, so they pick Brewmaster, because I definitely want alcohol right now, and I'm seeing the effects of these things.
Alcohol is a depressant, dude. It's not gonna help you keep awake.
That's the point. I want to go to sleep.
Alright, so this is interesting. You have the Tiny with a big old tree. And that's a hero that's starting to be figured out, especially even with the new changes. I know how much has changed in the perception, but I know Captain Canuck has been running the hero on your off lane time and time again. He's starting to own with it. Other teams just run it as in different positions other than that even. So yeah. I don't know, how do you feel about that hero?
I feel like the hero just like scales so well in terms of being this annoying thing you have to deal with. Like Tiny just gets ridiculous like status resistance as the game goes on. And it's just like, what are you going to do to prevent him from grabbing a tree and smashing your towers down? Like, is there anything you can do? Not really. Just kind of have to deal with it. But yeah, this hero is fairly flexible. We've seen him kind of run in a variety of positions in the higher tier pubs, but I think all in all, it's not something you have to like focus on in your draft. You have to think about your strengths and how you're going to approach it. And I think that's what New Beginning is looking to do here. They're looking to drop the wards and then fight around it with the Brewmaster ultimate, which I think is the right approach.
Dire team ban.
Kind of strategy that can hit all these towers rather early as well, especially if you combo that up with some other type of push, maybe even split push. Just make sure to be able to threaten multiple towers and not just have to rely solely on the cooldown afterwards.
10 seconds remaining.
But yeah, fairly strong against the puck too, just in terms of lockdown. You have that instant initiation with the Hex. Eventually Shadow Shaman will have the Blink Dagger to ensure that you can get the jump on the puck.
Radiant team
and yeah. Nothing wrong with the start of the draft here from New Beginning.
Yeah, I think one of the things you want to deal with Tiny, going back to it, is that you don't want Tiny to get into that like level 25, 3 toss charges, doesn't have to necessarily target anyone with the toss. Like, sure, you see it in pubs, like people throwing their teammates into the fountain, but if you're playing a serious game, and you can toss someone 3 times without necessarily having to toss them to someone, like, it's just so powerful in terms of what you can do in terms of keeping one hero disabled. And if that's your core, you're just screwed. And toss goes through BKB last time I checked.
They not change that recently? Or there was a patch.
It still pierces spell immunity on my tooltip.
I'll double check that. There was something like that. Yeah, toss no longer throws spell immune enemies. That's just the most recent patch. So we can cancel it out now.
Tooltips, why do you lie to me?
I would not trust the tooltips. It's like one of these things in Dota, you know? Even the values. You'd think that the values would be tied to how it's actually implemented, but it's just plain text encoded into it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit odd, but yeah. Apparently that hasn't been updated yet. Nobody bothered to check and nobody thought of it. But yeah, we're gonna see the task again. So Shadow Shaman task, also not the worst. Plenty of ways to keep people in an area, even in the early parts of the game. So if you then pick up heroes that can do well with that, start wailing away. Maybe even something like an Ursa would come to mind immediately.
Yeah, I think the Tusk
5
gives nice
seconds
control
remaining.
around wards too, because like with wards, you either want to like keep people there or like have a way to keep them off the wards, right?
Yep.
In terms of letting the wards do the damage in a push. In a team fight, yeah, you want to snowball people, you know, ice shards them in, and oh, they have to walk through a bunch of serpent wards. Yeah, they're just screwed. So like, I think the Tusk here is just a little bit of a comfort pick. Ling Ring ran it last game as well, I believe. So
Yep.
they have a really good control with the Shadow Shaman too, right? Like what they lack with not having Beastmaster Roar, they kind of make up for with the Shadow Shaman.
Yep. So, how does Clutch Gamers respond to that? I mean, they have the Rubik, which is decent already. Plenty of good spells to steal.
Yeah, they have the elusive puck, so it's about the question of getting caught, right? Clutch Gamer, they may look to have some type of save dynamic, but they did ban out Omni Knight themselves. They could go back for something like an Oracle and then run the puck mid, Tiny off lane, Oracle Rubik support, but that seems like an underwhelming support duo. I feel like you want at least one support, kind of your full role to be a little bit more beefy and just kind of run at their face. So maybe Tiny's going to fill that role, but they're pretty flexible at this point.
Razor.
There's that beefy in your face pick.
The Razor again making an appearance, this time on the side of Clutch Gamers.
Trading picks here, right? The Brewmaster was on Clutch last time, and New Beginnings had the Razor.
They pick up the Death Prophet now, I'd be very surprised.
I don't think they're going to go Death Prophet. They have Shadow Shaman. They don't necessarily need more push. They could go for it, but I think they want something that controls a little bit better and isn't too afraid of getting jumped on.
How about the Invoker here? There's some decent setup for Sunstrikes. You have that extra team fight potential.
I wouldn't mind to see Sniper, actually. Throw down a bunch of shrapnels and just like siege behind the Shadow Shaman.
Also stay away from the Razor for the most part. If he even ends up mid, I mean... the next question, how Clutch Gamers actually want to lane, is to still even have the last pick so they can still rotate things around if they want to, because Puck can go mid, can go off lane, Razor can go mid a safe lane, or can even work in an aggro try if you want to go that direction.
Yeah, and it's a nice combo with the Rubik if they do want to throw it in an aggro try. You link someone up and then lift them up as well.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I'm now going to be tossed back into the Razor. And you're not too worried about the control after the fact because Razor will have so much damage, but having like one more stun would be nice. Go for the Zeus instead, so they feel as though they don't need more physical damage in their push and can instead just try to burst these heroes down.
Yep. Well,
kind of like, yeah.
That's some good ways of protecting him too.
10 seconds remaining.
He might still be susceptible depending on how the game goes. Like if Tiny gets himself a Blink Dagger or something like that. Goes for Shadow Blade. If you can get on top of the Zeus, he just dies to that combo immediately. Especially with the puck also coming in.
Yeah, the question is like, what is his defensive items going to look like? As a Zeus, you would hate to build like a Ewel's and a Blink to try to get out of something like that. I was thinking they could maybe do something like OD to Astral instead, but they go for the Zeus, and I think it's okay because they have fairly like good frontline with the Tusk and Brewmaster, and having the control of the Tusk factor really helps Zeus in terms of getting his damage out from a safe distance.
It's also something that CG had been lacking with the similar idea around the Brewmaster. I mean, this idea of burst damage, and Zeus has that in spades. So we should be able to burst people down fairly easily, actually.
Yeah, I think the direction of getting the Zeus is a really good call for New Beginnings, because like Rubik is not particularly like tanky, and neither is Puck. And so if you are able to catch them out with Shadow Shaman or Tusk, it's just like they deal so much damage with the Zeus that they're not too concerned about like holding them there for long, right? And there's not a whole lot of save even for someone that gets gone on. Like, I guess they have Tiny, Avalanche, and Rubik, Lift, or Puck Dream Coil, but it's still kind of like having to expose yourself to counter a gank that someone may be like dead anyways.
Yep.
Doesn't seem like a good situation to be in.
At the very least, they'll eventually have the null fields as a free pipe or something for everybody. Get up to like, what, 30%? Of
Yeah,
the
I
extra
think
talent?
Yeah, with the 5% talent as well.
Yeah.
Man,
Gyrocopter last pick, okay.
I don't like Gyrocopter. Like, I used to love him like way back in the day when like Fear played him carry. This like TI3 maybe, but like the hero's just weird now in my mind.
Bit of an awkward place right now between like the rocket as well as the flag cannon being useful in some instances, and might actually be one of them. Chappie picks up the Meepo. Alright. Bit of a classic if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it's iffy here. Like, there is enough single target in the Zeus that like Meepo is slightly scared, but at the same time, like it's a game that Meepo can run over. So they're gonna run, what is this? Armel mid puck, safe lane, Meepo? Or are they gonna switch up the roles?
Alright. According to Dota Buff, he last played Meepo 7 months ago. Competitive match, I believe. Is 60% win rate.
I feel like
674 matches.
Yeah, I think Meepo's like slightly like an unfair like win rate because it's one of those heroes that you last pick, right?
Yeah.
And so you only pick it if it's a good Meepo game.
Actually, in competitive play, he has 19 Meepo matches. And we just said, yeah, that was 5 months ago last time we played that there. So previous stats were just from normal pub play. But yeah, it's certainly a situational hero. This might be one of these, especially with this single target that they have in terms of the Shadow Shaman in particular. But rest assured, Chappie knows how to play this hero. So might be in for the treat here. Clutch Gamers might just be the hero they need, in fact, to be able to tie up the series 1-1, because they are indeed behind. My name is Dragondrop, I'm joined by Mr. V, in case you're just tuning in. New beginning this summer on the Dire side up against Clutch Gamers in the Galaxy Battles qualifiers. Quite the tournament too. I mean, I've got some notes here that I'm supposed to mention. We'll get that out of the way now. Went to the Philippines, the first major of 2018 actually. It should be starting with a bang. Was a $1 million prize pool. Pretty good.
That is awesome to hear. Both these teams fighting to definitely qualify to get in. It's a big deal to make it to these majors, and just the number of majors kind of dilutes the strength of them, I think, a little bit. Some teams won't be going to all majors or trying super hard, so like it's like breakout time for a lot of these teams.
Even though there's a lot of majors, it also means that's a lot of money out there on the line and up for grabs. So it's, with all the qualifying points and all the craziness surrounding that, it's something that people sometimes even tend to forget, I feel like. But $1 million is a big prize pool still. Not quite the 3 million that we've had from the previous Valve majors, but still more than most other tournaments in esports in general.
Hey, I wouldn't complain if someone threw $1 million my way, right? So
pretty much. Alright. NB with a block here from Ifu, very successful indeed, so Chappie not gonna have the easiest time to begin with. He's also got nerfed. Oh god, that's a toss onto Ifu here. Couple of right clicks, fall up into the lift here. Will be right click down perhaps with the net especially. First blood drawn by Fly Solo. Didn't even see Boomax come in on this roaming Tiny, but hey, making it work already.
Jao's forced to teep out top. Good start from the side of Clutch Gamers here. They get the first blood. Jao gets out alive. They have fairly good lanes, I'd say.
Yeah. Talking about this aggro tri-lane potential, Fly Solo and Boomax now. I've sort of done first blood mid. They're coming in to help out the Razor now. It's Boots first, so they're gonna try and go again. Ling, they ping him out. Lift up. Back. They still have the toss to keep him control up a little bit further. The shots, they keep blocking himself in. And the rocket does not give him enough space. So, oh, this has been fully revealed. Another toss. It's a cooldown on that. It's absolutely ridiculous. Level 1,
like
8 seconds. Yeah. 8-second flat cooldown. Just going ham. Does pop a clarity, so we'll have a couple more of those available for us to come back. But now the snowball wants to try and turn things around onto Jairo. Still in level 1. Nice shots this time around, keeping him in. The rocket will seal the deal, and they also get the stun on Tiny. He died just before the rocket hit, so it transferred over to Boomax. And that's an easy secondary kill.
Did he throw back Len? Because I didn't see where the tusk went. I saw someone get thrown up into the air.
I don't know.
Mid lane, Chappie pops the second Meepo, but doesn't get a kill with it. That level 3 Meepo reveal is usually an opportunity for Meepo to make a play on the opposing mid, but he doesn't get one kill. It's fine. It is versus Zeus, so he's got lots of opportunity to like go for those kills later on, especially with the smoked up Tiny here. Maybe they're looking for something. Haste on Yamate.
Oh, inside the river, Yamate gets tossed back into one net actually missing, and well, the haste will not make it easy to land the second one. Did he use? No, he still had one available. Didn't opt to throw it out. But yeah,
it can be hard to predict where the toss is going to land.
Yeah. Also, one thing about the Meepo I wanted to mention earlier, he's gotten nerfed a little bit. Base magic resistance used to be 35%. It's the only hero in Dota that has that. Now it's been brought in line to 25% base. So especially up against Zeus, it might be significant even later on once these extra points come up in the lightning bolt.
Yeah, and Meepo is kind of held back from wanting to take that 600 health talent because of the static field, just dealing so much damage when you get more and more HP.
Yep. Oh. Also go for the max poof build. Minus 5-second cooldown. It's pretty significant. What is it? Does it turn into 1 second poof?
It's like
level 25.
Yeah. It is. It's literally poof, 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 net, poof, net,
Yeah.
poof, net, poof.
Alright, so it channels for 1.5 seconds. So basically, it cools down before you can even finish casting it, right?
Yep.
Oh god. It's not a channel, it's not an animation, is it? It says channeling for 1.5 seconds.
I think it's channel. Yeah, so...
I didn't see the channel bar when I clicked on it, so... I don't know. It's just a spectator thing. I'm not a Meepo player. I played him once. I lost horribly and then never touched the hero again.
I just played him until I got past him on my all hero challenge. I was done. And I was like, guys, I don't play Meepo. I have no intention of learning the hero. I am playing support. I will run around net people. Please carry me. Did that for 3 games and then I was done with it.
Oh man. I stopped doing the all hero challenge as soon as I realized that it also means that I have to play Takis at one point, and I'm just not that bad of a person. So.
Yeah.
But
like
yeah,
it's like a sin to do it. Have to go to...
another thing that Meepo does, or gives you, is the ability to just put him in a jungle and get another one of these heroes in mid. Boomax taking advantage of that now, trying to get us some extra levels. And he's still being shotted up. The avalanche will be dodged by the snowball. And will be knocked down. So still gotta be a bit careful for that, especially when you're up against a level 6 Zeus as a level 2 Tiny. But the idea is the right one, right? Trying to get this extra experience his way, especially since he's been struggling to find them otherwise, just constantly roaming around.
Yeah. One thing about the Zeus that we have yet to talk about is as NJ bottom, will he die here? He's got the Dream Coil on him. It's gonna be close.
Yeah. Did you make his way out? Couple of right clicks. Pretty good as well. I mean, this Brewmaster was getting quite a lot. Level 5, almost 6 by 6, and now they'll roll onto the shots by Solo. Will be dropped down as well. Does get a lift off, but JO only now coming through. Does get a link up from Yamate. Chappie, there's no way to get close. Just a matter of more rotations, I guess. We're to see matching that rotation from the Razor. And here's to throw out these rockets. Only 1 point up into it. He's going for the classic build with a rocket barrage, maxing Iron out. So it's a ridiculous amount of damage if you manage to isolate a target, but it's kind of phased out for the most part, I feel like. Because it's very hard to get into the situation and survive these days.
It's kind of like if Razor runs at him, he doesn't want to be just reliant on his physical attack damage. So he goes Rocket Barrage to kind of dissuade Razor from staying within that static link range.
Yep.
One thing that I wanted to mention is that the introduction of Kaya really changes Zeus, like someone that's so dependent on spending all this mana.
Oh, yeah.
Getting that item just really frees him up to do so much more.
Fine fish one more time. The Shaka's coming through from you, trying to turn things around, but now Ferocious also making use of the Barrage aggressively. Boomix will fall, Rocket will transfer over to the pocket, and it also saves Shadow Shaman's life. Now Amel forced to jump on out of there. Cannot take that fight, and well, this is where the strength really lies. If you manage to find these fights away from creeps.
Yeah. I think if you had stuck around, he would have been able to get the Shackle on the Puck and get the second kill, but he was really scared of dying.
Yep.
And it's kind of one of those things like, does Puck have enough mana for the Waning Rift? Oh, what are they doing on? Oh, good play. A good, better wand.
God, yeah, that is a kind of snowball. Will be dodged with a face shift now. It's on from Boomax. Let's look for the throw back, but only gets a creep. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate indeed.
Is
Tusk getting out of there.
Yeah. It's not RNG anymore, right? Well, it got changed a while ago. That it's the closest target, not the one of the random closest.
Yeah.
NJ up top. Gets a crit at the wrong time, just misses the last hit on the range creep.
How are we doing for levels here? I feel like that's going to be important.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They're good on the park, actually keeping up with the Meepo, who's been doing the Meepo things, you know. Only gets as that one clone for now.
Jao's kind of being out-leveled here by this Gyrocopter, though, which is a little bit concerning.
Especially considering that Ferocious has been all over the map.
They have like their important ultimates right now. They're just kind of waiting on the Shadow Shaman ultimate before they really get into the pushing phase. But as you can see, New Beginnings is kind of going for a smoke play here. They don't really want to have to sit their supports just in the back of the lane doing nothing. So they want to get active on the map and look for a kill on the Meepo.
Push Shackles and nukes. Ling at level 4, we also have Yamate. Max level Lightning Bolt, so it's a very easy kill if you manage to catch somebody. And well, Chappie thought he could catch if you here. Now Fly Soul and Jao come from the side here. They actually do that. They got the one kill, now looking for more. Lift up on Yamate, just keeping straight out. Do they have any cancel? They do indeed with the coil. They can get both of them. With the toss back as well on to Ling. So this rotation into the jungle. CG was so ready for that.
Yeah, really good play by the Meepo there to get the puff out on the secondary Meepo. One thing that actually happened there was the Tusk missed his shards, and the lower Meepo actually got out and pushed away from them, and he was able to poof out the other Meepo consequently.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, GG. Be very happy with that exchange. Especially with the Puck. I mean, it's a hero that we haven't talked too much about, but safe lane farm this hero can get rather dangerous here for the other team. What's his net worth at right now? Yeah, he's in fact maxed. Top net worth here, even above the Meepo. Pretty slightly, but still. Gonna have the Veil completed fairly soon. And once he does, then his damage output is also gonna be through the roof, and that's even to a point where Zeus has to be a bit careful. We're talking about it, Yamate is vulnerable himself. He can dish out a lot of damage, but he can't necessarily take a whole lot.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Puck is really responsible in kind of doing that initial initiation, and then having the Meepo follow up is kind of their go-to plan, and Tiny's and Rubik are the outside control in these team fights. Smoke on top, though. They want to punish Ferocious Sphere, and they strategically pause to plan out how they want to do this. All right, do you want to toss me in and then lift me, and then you can avalanche?
You just lift and then into a free space so the toss lands. Do a tree toss? I don't know. Ready to go again. NB, they have had no vision of the smoke coming out, I believe. Ling is sitting around. You still have the potential of a snowball save.
Radiant's middle tower
Not even exposing themselves. No interest in pushing this tower right now. That's what CG was really banking on, I think. I'd still be able to find something decent duration left on this, but I also saw that everyone was making their way out of there. As I say that though, okay, that'll work. Rubik's gonna take a whole lot of damage here in the rocket. It's still another one. Don't think it'll kill him outright, but with a snowball on top. Yeah. Now the ultimate, as well as another rocket barrage. One toss keeps Ferocious Sea away. Another shots. Another rocket barrage. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the map, Amo actually gets the solo kill down bottom on to the Brewmaster, which is a bit interesting. It did have lift available, so it must have been well-timed silence maxed out at this point.
Oh, mid lane. Meepo.
Kills all over the map. Meepo sons are falling, so still a 1-4-2 trade across the map with Fly Solo ending up falling up top.
Yeah, there was. Rubik and Meepo died in exchange for Brewmaster bottom.
Especially Meepo. But they trying to keep the stacks up. This one will be failed.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
What's this Quarterstaff build on Ferocious Seer? Going Orchid or something? Butterfly?
Ascomenace?
Yeah. That seems to make sense.
Must be, right? Not building an Orchid.
You never know these days. Could be to deal with the puck, right? Ascomenace, yeah. I'm just accustomed to people buying the Morbid Mass first.
Well, he has it now, so extra attack speed to work with. I have the
bottom
craziest
lane.
amount of right
Armel's going on the...
Oh, the Shadow actually gets a war trap here into the shackles, follow from Ling, extra damage, and well, for Versus here. It's a really good kill again here. Especially considering that he is still top of the net worth, but a lot of money for the Shadow Shaman in particular. So he's actually finishing up the Ether Lens or any sort of Blink Dagger, which is interesting, but Shadow Shaman wants a few heroes, but that item is still relevant with the extra top lane. Yeah, I'm gonna catch it as it happens. Let's get the ultimate off though. They're working to try and fight, so at the very least delay. Delay the follow-up. Making his way out on the Earth Pen. Now Flight Solo with the body blocks though will be denied. It's 3-4 heroes here from CG. Look like they should be able to catch him. As I say that though, Fly Solo with another lift in a couple of seconds, and Shay will be fine past the tier 2 tower though. No extra blinks or anything just yet on the side of CG either.
Greedy play by Fly Solo. He wanted to get the ultimate, and so he stole instead of lifted. And Brewmaster gets out consequently. And he doesn't even get the ultimate. Tisk tisk.
Needs to get the tier 1 tower. Bottom lane though, okay, Amo. They're just gonna throw everything on top of him, but the coil actually is not by Shadow Shaman. Cannot get the immediate control up, but there's still plenty between Ling and Ferocious Seer, but plenty of time as well for Chappie to come through. I just block him off a little bit. The Nets still keep Ferocious Seer in range. And then Jay to finish him off. So 1-for-1 trade down here makes this a little bit more bearable. There's still the Meepo factor. Chappie not going as far ahead as we sometimes see Meepos go in terms of net worth, but at least he's starting to take that experience lead.
Oh, Razor bottom though.
Oh god. Yeah, he should die. Another lightning bolt available. Doesn't even need it. Arc lightning is enough.
Man, this Kaya just reducing that mana cost from the Zeus, man, just makes this hero so much stronger.
So much value out of that.
Yeah. Shadow Shaman also got the larger shackles off because of the Aether Lens, so smart play by him to commit to going to it before the blink. At least it pays off.
We'll just see it right back at it. We'll be able to finish off this tier 1 tower. And B, I mean, despite everything, they are keeping themselves close in terms of net worth. 2,000 is the biggest this lead has been. Experience of 4K, but that's all down to the 0 mark again in both of these metrics.
Yeah. Chappie opted to go for the Shadow Blade on the Meepo. This is a little bit of a, I'm going to say, unorthodox build. Usually you see that Meepo with the Blink Dagger, but I like to see it work out for him, so we'll see.
Oh, there it is. Sees Ling, he also sees MJ and Yamate, but now the ultimate, I actually see him. It was a scouting ult. Well, now Chappie's actually in a lot of trouble. Has to poof out. They'll be interrupted once and twice and 3 times. Oh no, that didn't quite work out the way I wanted. And now Flight Solo caught with a rocket. You don't want to commit for this? It looks like it. Yeah, blink across. As Brewmaster shows that one off. Deo's there, but only throws up half the field. Not a whole lot he can do for support. Now, Boomex and Armor. They can maybe try and finish up the Shadow Shaman really quickly in mid. They will get that. No wall to finish up the tower, but Snowball to the side. Yeah, Boomex gets a toss back, but Jo again. Now Brewmaster split community, and they'll find him too. Lift up in the air, just finish up the tower as a drive-by. Brought him down maybe a little bit too early, but Yamate was there. Secure the double kill, so NB. Time to get into the right groove again, just like last games. Killing one hero after the other, just like dominoes.
And this Zeus has almost got 3k in the bank again, so he's looking pretty free in terms of what he wants to do with itemizations. He can go back for the Bloodstone, he can be more aggressive, maybe even pick up like a Blink Dagger. I don't think his team has a Veil, and I think that could be really strong in combination with the Gyrocopter, at least early on, but Zeus has to be thinking about how he wants to scale, and I think he'll probably go for the Bloodstone. Or the Aghanim's. Go just straight eggs.
This point booster picked up. 1500 gold away or so from it. Meanwhile, the smoke from the rest of his team. We bait out NJ a little bit, Boommax. One cool thing that you can do, multiple ways to group wave, but they go to high ground anyway. Meepo. You can drop the wards for it, so it's heavy commitment.
Farming,
keeping Chappie down.
Wards.
Yeah, exactly. Keeping Chappie down is one of these big things. We still haven't really felt the impact of the Reaper, have we?
No,
been no big crazy solo kills, no crazy escapes apart from this one instance in the Radiant Jungle where they get the turnaround kill on 3 heroes.
I just think that's about vision at this point. Like, look at the Dire's vision. They've got
everything. 3
great deep wards placed, and Radiant really need to invest into some sentries or even a gem.
Oh,
they may go on Yamate. No, they're afraid.
Boomex was maybe baiting it out a little bit, just continued to go for the rune as it was brought down to half health from one round of spells. Yeah. It's all good.
Smoke up. Chappie's got the Shadow Blade.
I want to find something here.
Yamate's playing it safe though. They know what's going on. They probably saw them with the ward here in the bottom lane.
Top tower is under attack.
Staying safe, but being caught out. NB. With a good map awareness up top, and still feels comfortable enough as he knows, alright. Probably else on the map, they're not going for an easily task like me, so they can push the tower a little bit. Just for the creeps, but CG they have to resort to tower push of their own. Barreling down mid and well,
top tower is under
this is
attack.
not responded to. This should end up falling pretty easily.
I don't think you want to fight here though, as Dire. Like, this is an area they don't have warded. Radiant do have it warded. They don't necessarily know that, but they can suspect so. You just kind of want to fight around your vision, and I think fighting top is a better option for them right now. Even without the Gyrocopter.
Quite fine to drop on him now, so they realize the rest of CG also coming out and stay better in this bottom push. Favor this tier 1 top. I mean, what is it about this tier 1 top? All map hubs, teams just keep scrambling to defend it.
It's access to Roshan, and it's really good for getting vision up in terms of this area. It just provides so much information. It provides you a way to access the enemy's jungle.
Chappie, he's looking for Yamate. Finds in, but it's almost being nuked down here. Chappie, he will actually fall before Yamate. They're going to take out the damage over time, but now the fight breaks out. Ling will be bursted next. CG, 2 for 1, 2 for 2. He has the rocket, as well as all the extra damage here from Gyrocopter. I'll finish out. Another double kill. Oh, the lift up here onto Armor. He can't get the John out. Zero fall here to the Brewmaster as well as the Shadow Shaman.
Look at Brewmaster's HP when he comes out.
Oh my god. 160 health points.
He did have 1 charges, but he's actually going back for the Midas here.
That's interesting.
if you're on the side of Clutch Gamers, you're screaming Zeus ult now, and then realizing that the Zeus is on the other team.
Yelling at your Rubik. Fly solo. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Do your job.
Fly solo. His impact has kind of been, I would say, like, it's been hard for him to do something this game because of where he's positioned within his team lineup. As they do scout out the Meepo here.
Boomax is there as well. He gets the Avalanche up on the Shadow Shaman. Those are the hacks, alright. At the end of it, Rashad's blocking out access. MB were thinking of maybe getting a quick pick here. This Gyrocopter, we were talking a little bit about it in the draft, but he's been able to do quite a lot of work.
He's got a lot of net worth. He's farming very well.
Still at this point where all of his magic damage can make a huge difference.
Zeus has his Aghanim Scepter now, so with that added capacity to call down the Nimbus, there's just a lot more threat on the map in terms of Zeus being able to push out one lane or add to a team fight that he's not really at. It's a very good global factor coming out from the side of the Dire.
Oh, level 25, Gyrocopter gets a global call down. They have the global pick-off strat with the Nimbus and the call down.
Yeah, going to draft a new lineup there. Off lane Nature's Prophet, safe lane Spectre, support Gyrocopter, mid Zeus.
Would be hilarious. Ancient Apparition for good measure.
Yeah.
Right,
Trying to think what
CG
else.
continuing to defend this top tower. They're setting themselves up. NB, they don't have the high ground vision, but there it is. Boomax shows off the blink dagger, tossing back Ferocious. Seer, and he's gonna get nuked down. Does get a few spells after, but now the Brisbane turning this around onto Jo. Go inside the shots, and now the if you on the side just finish up another one, Fly solo buying back into this. Boomax cannot continue to fight. Maybe he can. Cannot get a range on the walls though. That just TPs out. They do turn things around, especially with Chappie coming in, cleaning up the backlines. It looked very bad for a second there, but damn. Still 3 for 2 after the toss initiation.
You don't kill the Meepo, you lose the fight.
Yeah.
Guarantee it every time.
Chappie straight into a rush bit.
And with this 10% life steal, he's just not really that afraid of Roshan. Like right now he's got the one low Meepo, but there's not a whole lot of burst from the side of the Dire that he's concerned about.
Alright.
It's a big swing.
It is indeed, especially considering what's coming next. Gonna be able to take another team fight with double Meepo, and that's a scary prospect.
Yeah, they have to look for pickoffs outside of the Meepo during this time. They have the Blink Dig on the Shadow Shaman, but he's going to get caught out here by the Boomax.
The hacks before any toss can come out, and okay. Even Nimbus being thrown, just dissuade them from chasing further.
It's a low cooldown on Nimbus, so...
What? 40 seconds?
Not too
35
concerned.
even? Okay.
35, half a minute, essentially.
Okay. Chappie was actually, in terms of net worth, was falling off a little bit, but now with these couple of kills, been able to get himself back to the top of the net worth chart, even above the Gyrocopter.
And he's got a sheep now too.
This is a huge power spike.
That's what happens when you play versus Meepo. You lose one fight, you are
Radiant are scanning.
you are in a hard spot right now.
Especially if you're talking of a Meepo of Chappie's caliber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's on the hunt right now, down bottom. The rest of NB coming through though, smoked up are both teams. And okay, they just start off the initiation. They bring down Brewmaster immediately now. Link still shows himself. They find the Zeus as well as a really big kill. They can get it with the net on top. They'll make it easy even with the stone toss. Nice little call down though. Plenty of targets. But it's not enough anymore at this point. They lose 3 heroes and don't get anything else.
I wonder if they
know not committing into it. Instead, just TPing out if you or somewhere else entirely.
He doesn't have a TP scroll, so he's gotta sneak his way out of here.
Let's carry TP, guys. He sees the rest of CG in mid. They're gonna get the max value off of this. This just shows you the strength of initiation. Bring down this one hero and then NB. That was quick enough, they didn't even have time to react. Normally in these situations to make the call immediately, it just, alright, we lost our brewmaster, let's get the hell out of here, but they didn't get the chance. Ling and Yamate still got out.
Yeah, and having that Tiny being able to blink on top of the enemy and hold them in place with the avalanche or toss them back into the fight, it's a big factor in these team fights.
Yep.
One of the things that's really impactful is the impact of Gyrocopter. He deals a lot of damage, but it's spread out and it's not like concentrated damage either. Yep. And so if you're wanting to burst down a Meepo like you burst down the Shadow Shaman in the bottom lane, it's just not going to happen. You need to like really concentrate in these fights to get all your damage located onto one target to burst them down.
Yep.
But even after that point, you got 2 live Meepo to deal with. So who do you take out? Do you take out the puck? Well, Meepo's still gonna destroy you.
Dodge fights at this point. This is 5-on-5 and CG gonna come out ahead. Very least as long as his Aegis is still on the field. Also going for the Silver Edge, so not really going to do too much in terms of breaking passes this game.
It's just the extra stats on Meepo.
Yeah.
Brewmaster Drunken Brawler can be disabled, but it's not super concerning.
I think it's also low cooldown, right?
I think it lasts longer too.
Yep. Alright. They got rid of that damage reduction that used to be attached to that too, so it's a bit annoying. Because that's one of these arguments that could always be making. Hey, yeah, I'll just use that on someone like a Gyrocopter when he's storing on spells, or the Zeus even. And all of a sudden they're not feeling as scary anymore, especially also with the Rubik on the field. He's using the aggressive null field, or I'm not sure if he's been switching defensively or not.
With the amount of magic damage they deal with Puck and the Meepo poofs, it's almost beneficial for him just to keep it on aggressive and for him to kind of just get that lift off and allow Meepo to deal the amplified damage.
Yep.
Shadow Shaman playing the sneaky plays top, dropping the wards.
Well, if you're not careful, like he's going for the Axe, after that he'll go for the Refresh. If the game goes long enough, he'll... Okay, mid lane. Brewmaster again. And that happened. He's 2k health. What the?
Top lane.
Alright.
Trying to farm up the wards, get farmed up instead.
If you...
He's got a TP this time, don't you worry.
Yeah, I'll farm up the rest of the wards. So I can get that money.
He was building very defensively. He went pipe, and now he's going for BKB, and he recognizes he doesn't have to deal a lot of damage in these fights. He just gotta take attention away, allow Chappie to do his thing, like he's doing bottom.
1, 2. The hell was that?
And the rest won't do.
This is a very effective gank squad between Armel and the 4 Meepos.
Just that instant hex on the Zeus just stops him from being able to do anything as they threaten Rax now. He just has expired, I believe.
It has, yeah. About a minute ago, but still being able to force out a buyback like that, I mean, you have to, because Meepo, he doesn't only burn through heroes like that, he also burns through towers fairly easily.
One thing I will point out is this is not an Aghanim's Meepo build. It's like I don't need the extra Meepo to worry about. I don't want to micro more than I have to. I'm just gonna get a Shadow Blade into Scythe of Vice.
Well, he's punching the numbers into his calculator and realizing, alright, I have enough damage as it is with my team where it's at, so I don't need that extra one, so I can go for the lockdown instead. And this early Scythe in particular, been extremely devastating for NB.
And it's also about the concentration of HP, right? Like if he goes Aghanims, that gives him another Meepo to take more spread out damage. But if you look from the side of NB, most of their damage is kind of spread out. They have the Ether Shock, they have Black Cannon, and Call Down. And so having the extra Meepo isn't maybe that effective of hit points. Maybe he just wants 4 more tanky Meepos instead of having 5, right?
Front from both sides. Extra rocket onto 5 solo. The shots were also catching me on top of the Nimbus. Trying to bring him down, but it is indeed the rest of CG. Their turn turns around. The initiation onto Shadow Shaman. It'll be a 1-4 trade so far. Jay lifted up into the air. Boomax down a half health here. Another rocket flies with the Bruce Split committed as well. Refocusing though onto the Razor. Amel coming in from the side, revealing himself onto Ling, bursting him down with the Dagon. That's a 2-for-1 trade. Boomax gets another round of spells off. Roche see a BKB, but he's already super low. A couple more right clicks will finish him off. They just need to get them though. Boomax and Amel will work together. Now Chatley finally coming in, looking for NJ. Did they have anything cancel it? I don't believe so, and that doesn't do it anymore.
Dieback
But ever did. Oh, there it is. They do catch a more important target, arguably, at this point.
Man, Chappie did not go into that fight for so long. He just let Jo sit in that fight for forever. He ends up getting cycloned up by the Brewmaster, Water Panda, or whatever it's called. Brewling, maybe.
Yeah.
But, like, his team just basically won that fight without him, and then he comes in and just cleans up the end of the kills. Great play by Armel there.
Yeah, all that NBE gets is these 2 supports.
Yeah.
Not a core Tiny here that you have to worry about. And you can still get 2 rounds of spells off. Enough to set up for the rest of his team, so... Well, especially that second round on Gyrocarp, they're bursting him down so low before he can get the BKB off. They had a few issues bringing him down afterwards, so maybe they... I mean, I think if Chappie goes in, he still kills him afterwards, but... might have been able to get a few extra trades if he got more health points to work with in the magic.
Another Roshan though.
Yeah. Super efficient. Just clearing through the racks and then poofing straight into this Roche pit. Aegis NG is going to be in hands of Clutch Gamers unless NB can really do something about that. The Hex coming through, the Ice Ball as well.
Space.
Ball, I should say.
Space by Rubik. For his Meepo.
It is a dieback too.
This is true. Is Meepo going...
Oh, bottom
He's
lane.
going Bloodthorn.
Get the Shackle onto the Tiny with the Nimbus to keep them in. Nimbus with a Glimmer Cape. Unable to really extricate himself out of that situation. That's another good one. Ferocious here getting a lot of money in a short span of time, so... be able to catch up slightly. Does go for the Eagle Song towards the Butterfly.
I really think that he needs to get like a Daedalus quickly. Like he needs to have like enough damage to carry these fights. Like he's got fairly defensive items at this point. Like even Butterfly you could argue is a like more defensive item.
Yeah.
But
still 65 damage plus the attack speed, so it's really good DPS for agility heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't really fault him too much for that.
Like, I agree, it's a very strong item, but, like, what are they doing to address the Meepo problem? Because Meepo will out-sustain a Butterfly. It's the, like, comparative one-to-one comparison, and so they have to approach these fights in a way that they can, you know, burst down Chappie, but Chappie has Aegis, so at this point, what are they going to do? Maybe push out waves and try to avoid fighting until the Aegis is gone?
Gonna have to replay, right?
Yeah.
Not really too well of a job for it, of it right now, because mid lane's constantly pushing in. Top lane's also has a fresh creep wave coming through. CG ready to set up for the last remaining outer tier tower. So if they get that, and if they then win another team fight, then what's to stop them from just getting mega creeps?
Nothing really. I think New Beginnings recognize the importance of like playing together right now. Like they need Shadow Shaman to like push out these lanes and maybe threaten 1 or 2 heroes back with his wards. But right now in reality, like NB cannot lose a hero because they can't take these fights fairly versus a Meepo Aegis. They need to somehow like bring someone back with the Shadow Shaman pushing and then take a fight. But Meepo can be on both sides of the map. What would you know? Having multiple heroes can be useful.
Pretty much. But I don't really see CG letting them get away with that. I mean, Chappie's already down here. It's one of the normal one of the clone Meepos, so no Blink Attack or Shadow Blade or anything to get close. But it's enough to force him back, and It's one of these things that Shadow Shamans can do with this kind of build. It's probably gonna go for the Refresher next, so if you manage to buy enough time on the other side of the map, just engaging, just making them siege you, if you then get close to the racks, you can take Dallas down very easily.
He did get level 20 on the Shadow Shaman.
That is. Finds a toss back. BKB used from Jayo, but there's some real split. They will lose Yamate immediately, though. Still no buyback is back, and did get a Nimbus off.
Meepo's riding bottom.
He is indeed. Boomax still caught with the rocket as well as Blues, but committing further. But yeah, Botrex is being cleaned up. MB, they cannot fight, despite, especially with the Bruce but down now. He's being rooted up. Chappie coming into the front lines. And a couple of right clicks here. They don't have enough damage to bring him down, let alone the lockdown. Even if he dies, it's gonna come right back. They get rid of the Nimbus. Buyback already used on Brewmaster. Not sure what he can do here without the split. Finally trigger the Aegis, so that's something ferocious here this time with the BKB. Alright, there it is. To find Jail, that's the one bigger target as well as Boomax. No crazy control, but Chappie still in the middle of that. Lockdown on one, but Armel, yeah, is coming in with a big old Dagon. Now, jaunt across, looking for perhaps the Shadow Shaman. And Chappie's even getting out. Getting all the way back to base. While Armel still continuing forward, and there's another one. Chappie. Oh, wow. Okay, they just keep going. Didn't get out all the meepos. One is still there, so he can poof right back in. And Ferocious here, well, he's just being brought down by Armel. Chappie he took so much attention that Park was able to do quite a lot himself this fight. Yeah, just complementing each other so well.
It's gotta be careful.
Oh god, the hack's coming through. The nets actually misses. Fall up with the sun. Alright, that's a lot of damage.
Will he pop?
Will pop inside the fountain? Okay. That's just a thing that happens, you know? He will finally die. So it's
a lot of gold spent though on that buyback.
Yeah, not a lot of gold gain. It says 1091, but in all actuality it was only 600.
No, it's 400.
Oh, 400, yeah.
60 reduction.
So he still hasn't made as much back. He still lost 266 gold in total.
Yeah.
Going to the fight recap. So
and he is going for the rapier. That's what he has queued up next. Will he get there is another question though.
I think so.
Those Shadow Shaman wards were really well placed. They did a lot of spread out damage, but the fact that they didn't get Chappie down meant that a lot of those ward shots were absorbed just by random meepos, which again takes damage away from the team individually.
Yeah.
I think they would have won that fight pretty handedly though if there wasn't Aegis on meepo.
Oh yeah. Then again, if there wasn't an Aegis meepo, Clutch Gamers don't take that kind of fight, right?
Yeah, it's a fair point as well, right?
But yeah.
But,
I gotta admit, I'm having
running out of items.
Item slots, yeah. I still have. He can replace Dragonlance. He does have a TP scroll slot, so there's still some.
Yeah, I would assume that it's going to be like Travels, Scotty, and then something else. But they may get Tiny here.
Yep, Max a little bit too far forward. It's a 4-staff out.
Status resistance is crazy.
I just feel like you need a Bane or something with the feed script.
Well, Shackles are like max duration's 5 seconds, but how much status resistance does he have? It's got like.
Yeah, still gets reduced, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking these channel abilities don't get reduced, but.
No, I'm pretty sure Shackles does.
Maybe, yeah.
Because it was way shorter than what seemed like 5 seconds.
What status resistance does he have now?
His ultimate gives 40, and then he is passively 14.
Alright, so
54%?
Yeah. So it would be a little bit less than 2.5 seconds on the Shackles.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Is that how like status resistance works? Like if you have 100% status resistance, you are stunned for 0 seconds?
I think so.
Why?
Is the other question.
Why?
Alright, so the way it works is some effects, like if you have slows, the effect is reduced, but not the duration. So you get slowed less, but you still get slowed for the same duration.
Oh, double smoke. Cringe.
By solo, might get caught by that. Yeah, he's walking on the sentry. But if that's the only one that you lose on the back of that double smoke, I mean, not that Clutch Gamers would know. But look at this. Ferociously is just done. Fuck that shit. I'm just triple rocketing that guy. But oh, look for more. They find the shackles into armor. Do they have more? They don't get more. And the hacks to make sure that Tusk cannot continue.
Those homing missiles are they're so funny. He does have the Demon Edge up on the gyrocopter, so just another 2k gold, and he has the Divine.
Oh.
And he also has the flat cannon attacks, the +3, so he gets 9 flat cannon attacks.
Make a big difference here if he's staying alive, and despite everything, unless Chappie's already on top of him, if he pops BKB, he's fairly sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if he then slots in his molded mask again.
Yeah. It's a little bit hard to make the decision on whether or not you want the Morbid Math over the Ring of Aquila. The mana regen's nice, kind of just running around. He has like enough HP regen with the Hurricane Pike that he doesn't really need the Life Steal.
You can slot it in for fights.
Mm-hmm.
Missing out on what, 19 damage? With health, 60 health.
Yeah.
But if you're a rapier, the 90 damage doesn't really, you don't really feel that at all.
Yeah.
They might feel those next Roshan will respawn in a minute, so not quite the lowest respawn timer. Rest of CG still looking to secure this general area with this smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Yamate, oh no, don't show. Oh, he shows inside the creep wave, or close to it anyway.
They're still gonna take this fight.
What a fight! Yeah, buyback. They're committing for this. Jo in the front line here. Ling, well, buy some extra time with the snowball. Now the Shackle's coming through, but that's a Shadow Shaman in a lot of trouble. But
down.
the Meepo, they get Chappie. The Rockets, Triple Rockets falling on the armor, but he's dodging all of them with the Yule Scepter. And now, well, let's look at him. Does have the Blink out of the phase shift, so he should be fine. It's like, what, a 3-for-1 trade with a buyback. Was it worth it here for NB?
I think your Gyrocopter staying alive and kind of like being like participating in that team fight helps get him towards Satanic, which is really where he needs to be to potentially carry the game.
Yes, that's Divine Rapier to work with now. Yamate. Well, armor coming in. Oh, that Lotus Orb. Actually bringing armor pretty damn low. Going to try and make use of that extra damage, but CG then good position.
I need to turn down my game sounds after that one.
Yeah, it gets filled out with the reflected Lotus, but damn. Yeah, Ferociously, he did have the Rapier before that fight, I want to say.
Yeah,
he got 1,060 gold, now it's
Aquila
1,500.
and then bought it. He used to be really careful about that sheep, though. Because, like, buyback is worthless on him, right? He just can't die.
Oh.
And the 3 toss charges are coming up, too, so...
Talking about that in the draft, right? Don't want to let that game get to the point. He loves the way. So, triple rockets, triple toss. Like,
oh my god.
They're in Roche. With the refresher, I mean, Brewmaster is not quite at level 25 just yet, so double brew split is something to work with. But CG, they want to go in here. Ferociously is almost dead! Does some Satanic and he actually dies! Jo looking for the Rapier and he does pick it up. Turn things on. Also, NJ does get the Brewmaster split off. Doesn't really matter at this point. The Shackle's on the side here with a Wardstone. They'll at least finish up Fly solo. Yamate, though, in a lot of trouble here. Armor and Boomax trying to walk up against him. He's juking and jiving. Razor actually going to fall to the walls here. Chappie coming in to try and pick up the pace and clean house. NB, they're not in a position to recover this Rapier. They're just trying to stay alive, if you with another Shackles. Oh, yeah, they call it. They realize it. With the buyback from Razor, too. They cannot secure this Aegis. They cannot secure this team fight. GG has been called.
Oh,
and
that was a lot closer than it needed to be.
Yeah. Ooh. What was that where'd that burst damage come from? Was it just Amel nuking him down?
I think it was the puck with the just the Dagon 5. And I think Rubik was also in the area with the null field. If he would have gotten BKB off before puck got the Dagon off, they might have won that game.
Yeah,
it was that close.
If you had Satanic there, if you had just a little bit more goals. If you pop Satanic,
Yeah.
you got a couple of right clicks off. Satanic would have brought him up back to full health very easily.
Yeah.
As it stands though, new beginning.
I have to like go back and watch that fight because
Oh,
he
yeah.
was like full HP, and then just like nothing, like maybe 10%, and I just don't know where that came from.
Must have been a park. It was Armel going in together with Fly
Maybe
Solo,
Fly
right?
Solo? Yeah.
I mean, he has some nukes
Maybe-
of his own, right? I'm not sure if he had a Spell Storm or something, but at least the Fate Ball. I mean, it also adds on top of that.
He could have had like something from Zeus too, or like the Shadow Shaman Ether Shock. But yeah, they forced game 2. Really well played.
Yep.
Tight nail biter. I didn't know which one that I was going to go for the longest time.
Well, what that means, we're gonna go to a game 3 in our first series of the day here in the SAA qualifiers. Thank you for doing that. Don't want to look at stats. There we go. Lost my place, but yeah, game number 3 coming up next, guys. Don't go too far away.